Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys are meditating and connecting to Source, man. You know we love you. We want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out. Shout out to my subscribers. I fucking love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you, God. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangel, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, man. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. And shout out Trippy Everything. I fucking love y'all, man. So listen, it's Thursday, right? September 5th, y'all. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Right? I want to move this out my way, bro. Right? It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Um, we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this with a message from the stars, y'all. All right. So give me 1 second, cause I'm doing backups right now, bro. Right? I gotta back up because tomorrow's Friday, man. You feel me? So now the time. Wow, I already backed up a lot of these, bro. I might have backed up all these already. Not all of them. All right. So whatever. Let's start with a message from the stars, y'all. All right. Before we get deep into the conversation.
Beloved ones of Earth, I am Avalon, of the Andromedan Council of Light, and we step forward to speak with humanity now. When it is said, the kingdom of heaven is within you, know this. It is a reflection of your deepest reality. The kingdom is not outside of you, or even within. The kingdom of heaven is you. For what else did the Creator form, but an extension of its divine essence? Even in the shadow of doubt and illusion, true self remains untarnished. Your spirit continues to create, untouched by the illusions of the ego. The creations of your spirit are as eternal as you are, safely held in the embrace of divine unity. The king you belong to is perfectly whole, perfectly secure, and no illusion of separation can ever alter this truth. Reflect on this. The ego is the part of you that clings to separation, thriving on the belief that it can exist apart from the divine. It offers you a fleeting sense of existence, bound by beginnings and endings, a fragile identity that fears its own end. But within you lies the spirit, a beacon of eternal light, offering the knowledge of your true, unshakable existence. The ego's promise of a transient life is nothing compared to the infinite gift of divine love and knowledge that is always yours. You may feel that love from the Creator is distant or conditional, but this is only because the ego, born from separation, knows not how to love what it has fabricated. The ego was made from fear and denial, and thus, it knows not the language of unity and love. Yet, the moment you truly open your heart, love enters swiftly and wholly, untainted by the ego's desires or fears. There exists a form of experience so pure, so filled with light, that once touched, you would never wish to hide from it again. It is the ego's belief in darkness that keeps the light at bay, yet the light needs no force. It simply waits for your invitation. The universe's gifts are vast, yet to receive them, one must first ask. This is not a condition of
What the science is showing us is the universe appears to be alive, it appears to be conscious.
not a condition of limitation, but a celebration of your divine essence. Your will is as free as the Creator's, and it is this freedom that makes you a true child of the cosmos. Let us ask, with pure hearts, to be ever mindful of the Creator's love. For every sincere call is answered, every genuine desire fulfilled. You have only to choose the truth over the shadows that the ego casts upon your mind. Dear starseeds, consider how often you have defended what is not real, building walls to keep out the light that seeks to enter. Yet these walls are nothing but illusions. I am here to walk with you around them, to show you a way beyond fear and doubt. Together, we prepare the mind for the Holy One to enter. For once you are filled with light, your purpose becomes clear, to bring this same awakening to others. So yes, the Andromedans' wish for humanity is that you begin to seek everything from within your own consciousness, starting with building the bridge to knowing Creator. From here, all else will flow with divine currents into your everyday lives. This light is literally like a dam about to burst forth and flood your reality. Only, it's awaiting you to tear down the walls of false perceptions. Know this, beloved ones. The ego's fear is born of knowing it cannot stand against the truth of your divine essence. In the language of the Holy Spirit, to have and to be are one and the same. You are the kingdom of God, and in your divine clarity, this is your greatest strength. The calm, enduring presence of the Creator is ever within you, waiting for you to embrace the light and step fully into your truth. The time to awaken is now, to remember that the love and light within you are boundless, and to walk with courage towards the truth of who you are. Rise now, beloved friends, and let your truth be the light that guides the way. I am Avalon.
Well, I want to say thank you to Avalon, right? And I want to say thank you to the Andromedans for your help on this journey. We appreciate the information. We appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you. We love you. Right? So, with that said, right? With that said, you know, the Holy Kingdom resides inside of you, right? The Holy Kingdom is not outside of you. So you got to go within in order to discover what you truly are, you know, who you really are, right? You're never going to find this stuff outside of you. You're never going to find God's kingdom outside of you, bro, right? It's all within, bro. This is what they didn't teach us, right? I mean, look, people say this shit all the time, right? But they don't practice it. Like, this is what I'm saying, bro. It's real easy to post a meme and, you know, a picture and say a few words, you know, God is within, you know, tap in and all this, right? But to teach people how to do it is a different story. You understand? So you got a lot of people out here that like to preach, but don't like to teach, right? Or they don't know. So how can they teach something they don't know? Which means, you know, that, you know, in my opinion, bro, that's a false prophet. That's somebody who's giving misinformation because you don't really know what you're talking about. All you're doing is saying something that makes sense to you and you don't even understand what it means because you never did it before. You understand? So with that said, you know, this is where I come in because I actually had the experience. I actually been to my kingdom. You understand? I was there with God, bro. Right? This is the difference between me and the rest of the world, right? This is what makes me genuine. This is what makes me unique. This is what makes me me, right? Because I actually met God. I actually talked to God, you know. So check this out, man. Yesterday, I was reading, right? And I came across an article that was talking about schizophrenia, not schizophrenia, psychosis, right? They were talking about psychosis. So I want to talk about this, right? Simply because I came across some really good information, right? So we're going to start. Look, I want to start this by giving you the definition of psychosis, right? So let's start with that, right? A mental disorder characterized by disconnection from reality. Psychosis may occur as a result of psychiatric illness like schizophrenia. In other instances, it may be caused by a health condition, medications, or drug use. Possible symptoms include delusions, hallucinations, talking incoherently, and agitation. The person with the condition usually isn't aware of his or her behavior. Treatment may include medication and talk therapy, right? So this is psychosis, right? A severe mental condition in which thought and emotions are so affected that contact is lost with external reality. The symptoms of psychosis, right? Now, what I would like to discuss is psychosis and psychedelics, right? So, check this out. This is good information. So, ready? Data from population surveys in the United States challenge public fears that psychedelic drugs such as LSD can lead to psychosis and other mental health conditions and to increase risk of suicide, two studies have found. In the first study, clinical psychologists, I'm not going to pronounce that name right, so I'm not even going to say it. A nonprofit advocacy group based in Oslo and Terry, Suzanne Krebs of the Norwegian University of Science and Technology in Trondheim, scoured data from the U.S. National Survey on Drug Use and Health, an annual random sample of the general population, and analyzed answers from more than 135,000 people who took part in surveys from 2008 to 2011. Okay, I'm gonna read a little slower because I know people say I read too fast, so I'm gonna slow it down for y'all. Of those, 14% described themselves as having used at any point in their lives any of the three classic psychedelics: LSD, psilocybin, the active ingredient in the so-called magic mushrooms, and mescaline, found in peyote and San Pedro cacti. Excuse me, y'all. The researchers found that individuals in this group were not at increased risk of developing 11 indicators of mental health problems, such as schizophrenia, psychosis, depression, anxiety, disorders, and suicide attempts. Their paper appears in the March issue of the Journal of Psychopharmacology. The findings are likely to raise eyebrows. Fears that psychedelics can lead to psychosis date to the 1960s, with widespread reports of acid casualties in the mainstream news. But Krebs say that because psychotic disorders are relatively prevalent, affecting about 1 in 50 people, correlations can often be mistaken for causations. Psychedelics are psychologically intense, and many people will blame anything that happens for the rest of their lives on a psychedelic experience. The three substances Johansson and Krebs looked at all act through the brain's serotonin 2A receptor. The authors did not include ketamine, PCP, MDMA, fly agaric mushrooms, DMT, or other drugs that fall broadly into the category of hallucinogens because they act on other receptors and have different modes of biochemical action. Ketamine and PCP, for example, act on the NMDA receptor and are both known to be addictive and to cause severe physical harm, such as damage to the bladder. Absolutely, people can become addicted to drugs like ketamine or PCP, and the effects can be very destructive. We restricted our study to the classic psychedelics to clarify the findings, right? So, the acid casualty myth. This study assures us that there were not widespread acid casualties in the 60s, says Charles Grob, a pediatric psychiatrist at the University of California, Los Angeles. He has long advocated the therapeutic use of psychedelics, such as administering psilocybin to treat anxiety in terminal stage cancer. But he has concerns about Krebs and Johansson's overall conclusions. He says because individual cases of adverse effects use can and do occur. For example, people may develop hallucinogen persistent perception disorder, HPPD, a trip that never seems to end, involving incessant distortions in the visual field, shimmering lights and colored dots. I've seen a number of people with these symptoms following a psychedelic experience, and it can be a very serious condition. Krebs and Johansson, however, point to studies that have found symptoms of HPPD in people who have never used psychedelics. The second of the two new studies, also published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology, looked at 190,000 NSDUH respondents from 2008 to 2012. It also found that the classic psychedelics were not associated with adverse mental health outcomes. In addition, it found that people who had used LSD and psilocybin had lower lifetime rates of suicidal thoughts and attempts. You hear that, right? Look, I'm going to say that again. In addition, it found that people who have used LSD and psilocybin had lower lifetime rates of suicidal thoughts and attempts. We are not claiming that no individuals have ever been harmed by psychedelics, right? Says author Matthew Johnson, an associate professor in the Behavioral Pharmacology Research Unit at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. Anecdotes about acid casualties can be very powerful, but these instances are rare, he says. At the population level, he says, the data suggests that the harms of psychedelics have been overstated, right? So that was basically the article. They saying that there's no link found between psychosis and psychedelics, bro, right? So with that said, everybody knows that in a few states in the United States right now, they're legalizing psychedelics for therapeutic use, right? So they're actually using psychedelics to help cure, mental illness, right? Suicidal thoughts, right? They're using psychedelics to cure people, bro, right? To cure people's mental health. Right now, they did run all these tests, and experiments, way back in the day, right? Which is not really way back in the day because this happened like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, right? So they ran all these tests on people with LSD, right? They ran them on the soldiers out in the military to see how they react, right? To see how they react in the war situation, to see how they react in a normal situation, to see how they react during rec time, right? So they ran all these experiments, right? And I want to say they were even able to make a few superhumans, right, out of this, because if you know anything about psychedelics, psychedelics is the key to unlocking your natural abilities, right? Which is something you'll never be told by the government or by anyone for that matter, because nobody really wants you to know how to do this shit. You understand? Once you realize your full potential and you start to apply it to your everyday life and you change the way you are as an individual and you start to unlock your DNA that's been sleeping, your body's going to start to do things you never thought possible, bro. Right? And you're going to become one of these people that's flying around, right? Floating around, running really fast, like whatever it is, right? And, they trying to groom us to prepare us for a society that has otherworldly beings in it, right? If any of y'all, I talked about this in a few of my lives, right? I used to watch this show called Alienation when I was a kid. And on this show, it's a very old show. You can look it up, bro. Alienation, right? And what it is, it's about these two partners, they cops, and one is an alien and one is a human. And in this particular world they live in, the aliens are mixed in with the humans, right? We learn to coexist. So we work together, right? And on this particular show, which I believe they was grooming society to prepare us to live with the aliens, to have life around with these aliens, right? But I want to say it was delayed, right? It was delayed due to greed, right? Due to all these things that, prevented us from advancing to that stage of evolution. So I believe the time is nearing, right? Because the more information I come across and the more I learn about these beings and how they exist and how they're here with us, they're already mixed in with us, basically, right? They're already here. We're just unaware. We don't know this, right? Because we're not vibrating high enough to see them, right? So they walk around freely and we don't even know they're there, right? They don't even know they're there because they don't even know what the fuck they are, right? They think they're human. See, like that's crazy, right? Like, how do you make a whole civilization believe they all one being, like they all one type of being, and you sitting there running all these experiments on these beings, bro, and you creating new beings like throughout this whole process, right? How do you think our athletes are getting better, bro? You don't think they're being genetically modified, bro? You know what I'm saying? So, this shit runs deep. It runs really deep, right? And we need to start separating ourselves from, from what we're not, right? So, in order to do that, you need to meditate. Now, some of you guys are going to meditate and be disappointed. You understand? This is not something, that I could say is fair, right? I can't say it's fair, but it has to be done. You understand? It has to be done. Just like certain things have to be done, you have to figure out what it is you are. So if you meditate and you can't connect to nothing, it just so happens that you're not one of us. You a clone, bro. You a clone / NPC, bro. Right? And you were genetically made, bro. You was made in a lab, bro. They created your species in the lab. You understand? So some of you guys are going to be disappointed with this information, and some of you guys are going to be really disappointed when you figure out that you were created inside of a lab, right? This is why God punished. You know, this is why God punished, bro, because you made people from a lab and they can't connect to nothing. They don't got no purpose. They don't got no reason to be here other than to be a nuisance, right? Other than to be a problem. So why not use them against the gods, right? We can gang them all up together, bro. Right? We can give them control over society, and let's see the gods climb out of this one, right? How are the gods gonna rise when we make them look crazy every fucking time, bro? Right? Let me show y'all this picture. I'm gonna show y'all a picture, right? And this picture to me says 1,000 words, bro. Right? But this is just me, bro. But look at this picture, bro. You see it? You see it, bro? Hold on. All right, we're gonna try again. Can't see it. Y'all can't see it. Can you see it? Whatever. You see the superheroes, right? You see what they doing, right? They're sitting on top of a mushroom, bro. Look, superheroes sitting on top of a mushroom, bro. The nigga is smoking some kind of psychedelic, bro. Look, I want to say they do this shit overseas, ayahuasca, right? I want to say that's ayahuasca, bro. But look, they doing all types of mushrooms, LSDs, you know what I'm saying? And these are all superheroes. You understand? So you telling me this picture doesn't say a million things to you when you see it, bro? You see what I discovered about unlocking your DNA? Right? But people sleep on this information. You know what I'm saying? People think it's a joke. People think it's fake, but it's not fake, bro. I've been doing mushrooms a little over 2 years. You understand? I've been doing LSD a little over 2 years. You understand? And it's not a drug that you can get addicted to. You cannot get addicted to it. You cannot do it every day. You cannot do that shit consistently throughout the day. You understand? That's a drug you could do once or twice a month, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you got purpose, you could do it up to 4 times, but you can't do it more than 4 times a month, bro. There's just no way to do that. You understand? You're gonna become, like that's a good way to lose your mind, right? This is why, I go once a week, bro, and I'm sober 6 days out the week, bro. You understand? So I don't fuck around with nothing. But come trip day, I'm gonna go on my journey, bro, because I connect with other worldly beings. Like I become one of those people you saw in the picture, and I break the fuck out, right? And I go communicate. I jump dimensions. Like I travel throughout the universes. You know what I'm saying? And I communicate with the Galactic Federation, bro. I make reports, bro. I report back to these things, right? So understand, I'm not the only one who goes to these meetings. There's a bunch of us, bro. We disperse, bro, throughout the world, bro. Right? And we have meetings and shit. Right? So this is like, like how you get up and go to work. This is like me getting up and going to work. I gotta go to work once a week. That's all is required. Once a week, bro. You understand? So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just keep it like that. It's like to get up. You got to get up and go to work. Just see it like you go to work 4 times a month. You understand? You got the rest of the month to do your spiritual practices, right? To keep your vibration high. Keeping your vibration high is very difficult, bro. It's a challenge, right? You really can't let shit get to you, bro. Right? It's not easy. Right? So it takes self discipline, bro. It takes self mastery, bro. It takes a lot, bro. Right? But with that said, I want to get back into psychosis, right? Because I was reading about this shit yesterday, right? And I did read something else that was pretty fucking good, bro. Right? Let me see if I can't find what I found yesterday. Because I found some good stuff, bro. And I was really like going in. I was researching this shit, right? Because I wanted to know what the symptoms was. I wanted to know, how is it caused? So there is something they said, right? They said that you could see like colorful dots, and you could see things that aren't there, right? And because you can see these things, that means that you have psychosis. Now, when I first started doing mushrooms, right, there was times where maybe like the next day I could still see parts of my journey, like right in front of my face. I mean, I can't really see it to where it's gaining control of my whole visual around me, right? That's not what's happening. What's happening is I'm seeing the journey I was on. I'm seeing parts of it, but it's like see through. It's see through. I can see through it, but I can still see it. So it's like two realities overlapping. One is overlapping the other, and I can see both at the same time. You understand? So this is what I saw. Like maybe like the next day after coming back from a journey, I would see it in parts throughout my day, not all day long. So I would just get like random flashes and see these shits and just be like, yo, what the fuck? Like I remember that. I remember seeing that when I was on my journey, right? And as far as the colors, sometimes you can see the colors, bro. Like it's still invisible, but you can see the outlines, you can see the colors, you can see the shapes, you can see all that shit. So you know what it means. Like you know what to make of it. So I've had these episodes. You understand? I've experienced these. I no longer experience these though. This doesn't happen to me anymore. This happened to me maybe like a year and a half ago when I first started doing mushrooms, right? And you could say that was before I got in discipline with them, right? That was before I got disciplined with them. So ever since I became disciplined with them, I don't have no episodes. You understand? I don't even have bad trips no more because I know how. Like, let's say for instance, I know if I go right now, I'm gonna have a bad trip because where my mental state is, right? So I'm not even gonna fuck around, bro. You understand? It depending on how I feel. I might be like, you know what? I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm just not gonna go today, right? Or I could look that shit right in the face and be like, I'm gonna go anyway, and I'm gonna transmute the energy. Somewhere along the way, I'm gonna transmute it, right? And I'm gonna turn it into what I want it to be. And 9 times out of 10, that's what I do, man. Because I transmute it. I start the trip a little sad, or I start the trip a little mad, right? And somewhere in there, I transmute it into happiness, into fun, bro, right? And this is why I do my dances, because this is how I transmute the energy, right? So I pick and choose different kinds of music, and I transmute energy to them, right? And I do it live sometimes. Sometimes I do it live, or sometimes I just do that shit and record it. Like that's what I'm doing now. I just do them and record them, right? And you know what's beautiful about this is I've been doing this for like a year and a half, right? You guys know I've been doing this for like 2 years. You guys gotta remember I didn't start recording my nothing until a year ago, right? Until last August. So before last August, a whole year before that, I was still doing all this. I just wasn't as good at it, right? I was learning how to do it. I didn't really know what I was doing, bro. Right? I was just doing this shit. So here we are, 2 years later, and I've evolved. I've evolved quite a bit too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas got me dancing, they got me connecting to the videos, they got me rapping, bro, and they got me teaching, bro. Right? I'm just listening. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. Right? So with that, there's nothing more I could do but what I'm told to do, right? So if they tell me, yo, bro, I need you to go write a rap, right? Like yesterday. Yesterday, they was like, yo, bro, you should write a verse. So I wrote a verse. And then I was like, I'm going to go record it. I recorded it. I released it. As soon as I released it, they told me, yo, bro, go write another verse. So I went and I wrote another verse. I recorded it. I got the video done, and I'm just sitting on it, right? Because, I just released one yesterday. So, as I get these urges, bro, I just do them, right? It doesn't take me long, bro. It might take me like 30 minutes, an hour to write a song and record it, bro, right? And sometimes a little longer, just, sometimes it's hard for me to learn the cadence I'm trying to do, right? Or I'm trying to create, I should say, because I only rap. I rap the way the beat tell me to rap. Sometimes, if I use another artist's beat, I'm most likely use their cadence too, right? I'm paying homage to these niggas. You feel me? Like I fucks with y'all, bro. That's not my style, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just paying homage, bro. I love the flow you did on it, and I just want to use my words, right? So whatever. So this is what I learned, right? But what these people have done is they created a system where if a God begins to awaken to self, right, with disregard to everyone around them, the government has designed everything to make it seem as if the God is crazy. That's impossible. That's not true, right? Everyone's going to turn against God because, you're crazy, bro, right? Get away from me, right? I don't want nothing to do with you. And then finally, when y'all see the truth, there's three stages, right? There's denial, right? There's anger, and then there's acceptance. So, you guys are going to go through your emotions, right? And I get it. I get it, bro. But it has to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. So, what they did was they set up a system where if we awoke, they'll be like, oh, they got psychosis, bro, right? There's something wrong with them. They're mentally ill. They got mental health problems because they see things that I can't see. They hear things I can't hear. So they must be crazy, right? And it's not that, bro. There's nothing wrong with us. You understand? The only difference between me and you is that we're different species, right? And it's not to say I'm better than you. It's just that we're different species. So we wasn't created the same way, bro. You understand? They created us differently. So some of us have abilities. Some of us have natural abilities. Some of us have superhuman abilities. Some of us have capabilities beyond the limitations that we could ever think of, bro. Right? That we're unaware of. We're unaware, right? We don't know this information. Nobody taught you, bro. Right? Y'all ever seen how what was that movie, bro? I want to say it was The Matrix, bro. The one where Neo, this nigga had to upload how to fight, and she was uploading like programs on how to fight, and he would just receive the information, and then he'll know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? And he was just learning shit like in minutes. All right, think of it like this: we could do the same thing, right? It takes work. It takes a lot more than just hey man, I need It takes work, but it can be done. You understand? You can retrieve the information on basically anything you want, bro. Anything, bro. And you can become a master of it just by tapping in and asking Source to give it to you. Source is just gonna like Bluetooth you the information, bro. Right? And you're just gonna be dumb smart in that field or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So when you learn how to do this with Source, bro, you could grab multiple things, bro. And that's what I did, bro. I grabbed a whole bunch of shit, bro. I brought back with me, bro. Right? I could do mad shit now. Fuck out of here, right? So one of these shits is gonna work, right? And that's why I love God, bro. If you can handle a nigga here, you can have it all, bro. Right? But it takes work. You gotta put the work in, bro. Right? So they make it seem like we don't know what we're talking about because they think that because we disassociate ourselves, and we detach from everybody and everything, that we have issues, that there's something wrong with us. And when you discover source, and you really believe, right? I really believe, bro, right? So, I gotta listen. I gotta follow the rules. You understand? So, uh, I forgot what I was talking about. uh, People when they fucking witchcraft, right? No weapon formed against me shall prosper, bro. All right, back to psychosis. Let's see if it brings me back to what I was talking about, right? So, because we're able to see and we're able to hear things that other people cannot. Sometimes we question it because we don't even know, bro. A lot of people never met source, right? So a lot of people had these experiences without questioning them. They just think they're going crazy. So as opposed to actually questioning them and digging and investigating them, people run away from them. People go, they either deny the experience, or I'm gonna act like that never happened, right? Or or they put themselves in therapy. Look, I think I'm losing my mind, bro. Right? I keep seeing things that's not there. I keep hearing things that's not there. Meanwhile, what you're not understanding is that God is showing you God is showing you reality. It's up to you to ask the questions. You're not sitting there going, "Wow, what's that? Who are you?" Right? And have a conversation. I'd rather have a conversation, bro. Right? Eventually, you're gonna you gotta figure this shit out, bro. Why am I seeing this? How can I see this? How can I hear this? How can you hear me? Right? How are we talking without moving our lips? How is this possible, bro? Right? How are we doing this? Like, please teach me, bro. Tell me, how are we doing this, bro? Where are we? Right? I'll be asking mad questions, bro, instead of running from it, bro. I'd rather not run from it. I'd rather investigate, right? I want to all right, if I run away, like for instance, when I first saw the really, really big, the really, really giants, like the fucking giants, bro. When I first saw them, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared, bro. When you be scared, bro? Like, oh shit, bro, right? And it's scary shit, bro. But you can't be, you got